All right, Delmarva, who's with me on this? There's just nothing like firing up the grill and slapping a few steaks on it. I can taste it now, the juices, the flavor. But do you know what it takes to go from a good steak to a great steak? Well, today we find out. Karl Marsh is executive chef of Omaha Steaks, who can share some advice from this book, Great American Grilling Book. Karl, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Doing great. Now, we know that you know a thing or two about grilling great steaks. Can you tell us some of your secrets?
Well, you know, the most important thing when you're grilling a steak is you want to start with a high quality tender steak, and that's what we specialize in at Omaha Steaks, so we got you covered there. There's a lot of great steaks that are good for the grill. We have here some of our boneless ribeye steaks. These are excellent for grilling, got a medium flavor, medium texture, a lot of flavor. Our world famous filet mignons, that's a steak that always works great on the grill. Very tender, very mild, just a great steak for grilling. My personal favorite right over here, the beef strip loin or New York strip, another great steak, bolder, beefier flavor, firmer texture, lots of flavor. And then we have our top sirloins here. These are a leaner steak. They're still bold and beefy, but also great on the grill. On the grill in front of me, I got the T-bones, and this is probably the best steak for the grill because you have the beef strip loin or New York strip, and you also have the filet mignon, and you have the bone. A lot of flavor will come from the bone while you're grilling.
Now, Karl, how should we be cooking them?
You know, it all depends on how you like them. The most important thing when you're grilling is you want to preheat your grill on high, or if you're using charcoal, have 80% of your coals white because you want to have a very hot cooking surface because you need to sear the outside of the steak. As far as cooking times for doneness, we have a chart that tells you exactly how long to cook the steak on each side for each degree of doneness based on the thickness of the steak. We found that's the easiest way to do it.
You mentioned charcoal. Is there a better way to grill, charcoal versus gas?
It depends on personal preference. You know, people that like their charcoal, they'll swear by it. There's a little more work involved with charcoal, a little more cleanup, but you know, there's definitely some great flavor. But you can get most of that flavor from gas, especially if you have a good gas grill and you keep it covered while you're cooking. You will get a lot of that same flavor. Okay,
so you're going to share one of your favorite recipes with us today.
Yeah, that's right. Today we did one of our grilled T-bones with a roasted red pepper pesto. That is a real easy recipe. You just make the pesto, or you can even buy it at a lot of the nicer grocery stores these days. And you just kind of rub the steak with the pesto, grill it up, put a little bit more pesto on. It's super easy, super fast, and really good tasting. We have dozens of steak recipes, and so there's something there for everybody.
Looks delicious.
Yes, it does.
So tell us about this quiz. There's actually a quiz that can determine your steak personality.
That's right. Yeah, we've done some research over the years, and we've found that there is a correlation between people's personality traits and the type of steaks that they like. For instance, filet mignons. These tend to be meticulous people, enjoy the finer things in life. They tend to be a little more mild-mannered, whereas, you know, the strip loin, these people tend to be mavericks, you know, people that are a little bit more flashy, if you will. The T-bone, which is what we have on the grill here today, this, we found that 86% of all dads would prefer a T-bone this year for Father's Day rather than a tie. So we have our T-bones, not ties promotion this year.
All right, Karl, thank you so much. It all looks delicious. Thank you for sharing a few of your secrets with us. And if you would like more information on what Karl discussed today, including additional recipes, go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page.
Yeah, okay, those are some really great grilling tips, and that's got me in a cookout kind of mind. So, now that Chef Karl Marsh has the steak covered, we're going to add a side and a sweet treat to go along with it.
Ooh, that sounds good, Jimmy.
There you go. Okay, so you want to know what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a creamy slaw and a spicy applesauce.
Ooh, sounds good.
Talk
What's in
about
it?
The creamy slaw. Here's what's going in the creamy slaw first. We're going to put in sour cream. We've got mayo, some parsley, lemon juice, garlic. Got some Dijon mustard, a little coleslaw mix, get that prepackaged, some red onion that's finely sliced, and some salt and pepper.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. You've got your onion there, so here, I'm going to pass you the coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
It's already been prepared. I'm going to let you mix that up in there.
So I'm going to put the onions in with this coleslaw.
Right, and just mix them up real good. And then I'm going to move on and combine some other stuff to make this thing all nice and pretty.
And it's nice that you can get this pre-packaged coleslaw. It just makes life easier.
It works out so well, doesn't it? All right, let's see. I'm going to put in our mayonnaise here. And we're going to tell you here in just a little bit how you can get all the information about the specifics of how much of what you need to put in. I'm not going to use quite all of that. I'm going to whisk all this. You should use a whisk.
Yeah.
I'm not a real good whisk
You're not a good whisker?
guy. I think the last time I tried to whisk something, I ended up throwing it all over you, didn't I?
I think you're right about
Yeah,
that.
that's what happened there. Okay, so we've got sour cream, we've got the mayonnaise here.
Okay.
We're going to put all this together.
Are you going to put that in here?
Going to eventually. I got a
Okay.
few things to add here first. I'm going to put in some lemon juice.
Big lemon there.
That look good to me.
Uh-huh.
Put a little
About
parsley
2
here.
tablespoons, right?
Yeah, about that. I'm not going to use all the parsley here because I'm going to save some for a little bit later.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I got the parsley in here. What else I got? Where's my, there's my garlic.
Garlic.
All right, got the garlic.
Wow, interesting
going in.
flavors we're combining here.
Got some mustard seed going to go in there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put that in there too. Oh, that's the Dijon right there.
Dijon, yeah.
All right, there we go. I need to be mixing all this up. I'll tell you what, here's what I'll do, because you know I like to get heavy on some of these spices.
Yes.
We have got some maple syrup there.
Okay.
Got some salt and pepper
Maple
there.
syrup. We're going to put maple syrup in there.
Gonna put that in here.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep whisking while you add.
You whisk,
Okay.
I serve.
Put a little salt and pepper in there to taste. Got some cayenne pepper.
Okay.
You just make it the way you like it.
Cayenne pepper. I'm just going to do a little pinch.
You know what?
There you go. Now maybe 2 pinches.
All right, now, here's what we typically do.
Okay.
Typically, we'd put this in the refrigerator to chill for just a little bit. That's not what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in here for you.
All right.
All right, and you just mix all that together.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, smells
There we
good.
go.
All right.
All right, now.
Time to
you get it all
taste.
mixed-
You know me.
You sure you want to?
I do.
Okay.
I
well,
do.
You're living the brave life there.
I am living a brave
After all,
life.
I just
but you
taught
know
you how
what?
to make this.
Okay. I'm just gonna taste it
Personally,
right
I
from
think
the
it's gonna be
bowl.
pretty good. See, I want to try some of it myself.
Yeah, I'm interested in the maple syrup.
The maple syrup is going to add something to it that you probably never had before or never intended to before.
That is really good, Jimmy.
Is it different?
High
Actually, I kinda
five.
like that too.
All right.
All right.
That's recipe number 1. You got another one?
We'll get back to that here in just a
Okay.
little bit.
I'm gonna set this over here.
Okay. Put that there.
I want more of that later.
Well, you're going to fight me for that. That actually turned out pretty good. I'm kind of surprised myself.
Okay.
So, we've got our apples. Here's what we're going to do with the applesauce. Here's what's going to go in. Of course, you have to have your apples, green
Okay.
apples, chicken broth, apple cider, vinegar, some ground cumin. I never say that right.
Cumin, you're right.
Cumin. All right, ground cumin's going to go in there. Also some balsamic vinegar, ground coriander, roasted garlic, salt and pepper, and maple syrup.
Okay.
All right? I believe in the maple syrup. It is
You
good
do.
stuff. So go ahead and dump that in there.
Dump it in the
We're going to
pan.
start cooking on that.
Okay. These are sliced up apples. Does it matter? Green apples, red
Green apples, I think, have
Okay.
that tang
Yeah.
to make it
I think
really
you're
nice.
right about that.
Okay. So
All
what you're going to add to that, with some roasted garlic flesh,
Okay.
medium heat on that. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to mix that up about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to cheat a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
This is what we would cook. This is how it's going to turn out.
It's already done.
Yes, we already.
All right.
It's amazing how well you do this.
Oh, wow. I love this kitchen. I need this kitchen at
great
home.
stuff. Okay. So now,
Okay.
ready for this?
Yep.
A little more of the maple syrup there.
A little more
A
maple
little more of the
syrup.
salt and pepper. A little more of the cayenne pepper. To taste.
Okay.
Okay. How much you want?
I know.
Let's see.
Apples and cayenne pepper. I'm not sure.
Really? You don't trust me on that?
All right.
And I'll tell you what. All
What
right.
else?
We're going to let that cool down just a little bit as everybody's laughing at us because they don't think this is going to taste as good as we think it's going to
Okay.
taste. What do you think? You want to try it?
Okay. It's done?
That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
That's about all there is to it.
All right.
So you want to tell them how to get this stuff?
I sure can. Of course, you know, there's several ways you can get the shopping list and instructions on how to make this recipe. You can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. You can also go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page or give us a call, 443-880-9116. Make sure you note that you would like the recipe for creamy slaw and spicy homemade applesauce.
Now, we also want to remind you at this particular point that we believe in being creative when it comes to the kitchen. So, you know, whatever you want to do,
Very interesting,
however
Jimmy.
you think it turns out,
Very good.
I don't know, you know,
Different. I'll give
I'll
it that.
wrestle you for the coleslaw and the applesauce.
All right, we'll still ahead on Delmarva Life. A little inspiration for you this afternoon. 98 years old and still going strong. We'll introduce you to Grace Carey, who is still hard at work, even at her old age. Find out what keeps her going.
Grace is just 2 years away from joining the elite centenarian club, and it's probably safe to say that members of that group know a thing or two about life. Two friends, both centenarians, will share their secrets on how to live a long, healthy, and happy life. Delmarva Life will be right back.